One. Okay, checking to see if we're live. 1, 2. No, I don't see anything. Nope. What the hell? We're live. We're live. Welcome everybody back to the Loophole Podcast. I'm your host Loopie. Alongside me are also your co-hosts Shalani Muna and E Crystal. What is up?
Hello, governor. Hello, chat.
How?
Hello.
Chris, how are you doing? Let's start with you, Chris.
I am doing really good. Things are looking up right in my favor.
Okay.
And hopefully they continue to go up.
Wonderful. That's great. That's great to hear. Jelani Muna, how are you doing today, man?
I'm feeling much better than yesterday. Yesterday I had a sore throat and I was very messed up on NyQuil. But today I am much better as I've healed from my sore throat. I don't have it anymore, and I've taken some different medicine, taken Claritin, which is non-drowsy, so I am up and I'm feeling ready for what we're able to talk about today.
Good.
That
is good.
Before we get into this, did you take NyQuil for your sore throat?
Well, originally I took NyQuil for my sore throat because there wasn't any other medicine. I couldn't find any other medicine in time, so I took that. My mother told me to take it, and then like hours later, I found the sore throat medicine that was like hidden in the closet. So I took that yesterday, and then today I took some Claritin. So now I'm feeling. I might still have a bit of a
hangover.
No, not that. My voice might sound a bit sick, but I'm better than yesterday, so I should be able to be on this without any problems at all.
Yeah.
You guys
Also,
don't underestimate that NyQuil, which you can drop some Sprite in it, and you can put some Starburst in it, and you got lean.
The Loophole Podcast does not condone anything E Crystal just said up until this point. I'm not trying to get in trouble. No, but NyQuil is a freaking I'm pretty sure. All right, don't take my word for it. All right, but I'm pretty sure you take NyQuil to go to sleep. So
yeah, I don't know if it helps with pain or anything, but
well, it does to a certain extent. It helps you relax, I guess, and helps you, stay kind of like weed, but you go to sleep.
man, okay, recently, because I just got out of jail, y'all know about this.
Yeah.
And recently I haven't been drinking. I've been keeping my mind, nice and sober, and I was like, let me try a little bit of marijuana. And I put just a little bitty bit in some tinfoil, because I don't own any pipes or anything like I used to. And I lit it up, held it in for a second, blew it out, right, and put it out. And the next thing you know, I swear to God, it was 5 o'clock in the morning. I took off running outside. I got so paranoid in my own apartment that I went outside. I thought people were watching me. I hid in a bush and sat there for an hour and 30 minutes watching videos on how to calm down. That is how much weed affected me. It was so weird. Like, I got so paranoid and anxious.
Bro, tell that story to Namson. Bro, Namson is like the number one. Like, I mean, he knows the most about shit like that. So, I mean,
It was really wild, man. I'd never experienced something like that before. And maybe it was because my tolerance had died down whenever I finally, got back to smoking it. It destroyed my brain cells immediately.
Yeah, probably. I don't know, man.
Yeah. For me, I'm staying drug-free from that.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Only medical for me. No recreational.
Sober is the best state of mind to be in. Like, it's difficult, but it really is the best state of mind. You're more spiritual. You think clearer.
Yeah.
And you're able to work a little harder. You put more thought into things.
Yeah, it's true what you're saying. Though, I mean, for someone, okay, so it is difficult for someone who has already started to be sober, but it's a lot less difficult to be sober when you haven't started, not being sober.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that to take into consideration. Don't do drugs, kids. Eat your vegetables, and don't smoke, because that's bad. It tears the lining of your lungs. Not cool. All right, we're in here teaching lessons to the next generation. even though we
I'm
have
down.
Even though we have 13-year-olds freaking vaping, which that's hypocritical of me because I've done the same thing in the past. But
I seen a vaping commercial, and it said nickel. It said vaping can put metal in your lungs. It has nickel and metal in it, and it can put metal in your lungs. I got to thinking, yeah. I was like, well, anything can do something. So I was like, I should make a commercial where it's like, your microwave has electronics in it, and it can explode and kill you at any time.
Well,
so that commercial just kind of threw me off.
No, it's not far from the truth. You got freaking 50 different kinds of chemicals that they mix around to try to make it taste like watermelon. All right? Chemicals that you light up on fire electronically.
Why it gotta be watermelon? I'm sorry.
See, I just realized because I was just quoting Andrew Tate.
Oh.
Yeah.
Andrew Tate.
I do have a question.
Sounds so familiar.
So, is it like, are these like chemicals that are flavoring the vapes? Are they any different from candy chemicals?
Yes.
Possibly. I mean, that are sold, produced and sold cheaply in China. They can, it's probably cheaper for them to put some weird ass chemical to make it taste like churros than to actually put churros in the vape that you set on fire with electricity and put it inside your lungs. It's fucked, really.
It's not good. And I think cigarettes are bad for you too. I mean, it's good if you're already smoking cigarettes and like you have been for a while. I think that it's better to quit like with the vape because you can move down lower in nicotine levels until you're at 0, and then you can quit. But if you don't smoke cigarettes or anything at all, then it's not really a good idea to start vaping because you could just become addicted to that. And vaping was really meant to help people quit instead of help people start.
Not at all a personality trait. And I mean, I'm, like, I tried it out, got, hooked on it, started getting chest pains, and then I was like, well, shit, I should probably stop it. And I did. So now I'm like 3 years clean, but
3 years clean.
Yeah. And, I've never picked up a cigarette before, and I don't plan to. It's not like I would never do such a thing like that. And
don't.
I was going to say something. Yeah. I think it would probably be a better thing if the liquid that you put in your vape was made by you. Because it's not, 50 different chemicals that, that you don't know where it came from. You know what I mean? But these are chemicals that, well, shit, you know what's inside of them if you do your research and you know what works and what doesn't. And I'm pretty sure you can even like add any chemicals that will help you relax, such as like melatonin or something like that. I don't know, and I don't know if there's evidence or anything like that it actually works that way. But there are melatonin vapes sold somewhere.
I was thinking like, if I was to make my own alcohol, then it would be better. But it's literally still alcohol. Does that make sense? Like it's still gonna make me addicted or whatever. I'll just be making it out of lemons and oranges or however you do it.
Yeah. I mean...
Wait, you make it out of lemons?
I think so. I don't know. Or yeast. I don't know. I gotta look it up. But
I mean, the addiction will be still there, but I think the effects on your body will be like a lot slower, which gives you, still the time. If you're getting chest pains, it will, still give you the time to like, okay, I gotta, cut down from it. Let's do that. Let's cut down. you know, because these
Yeah,
chemicals are fucking dangerous. I see people with freaking holes in their lungs at like 17 years old, and I'm like, bro, why? Why did you decide to throw away your life for a jewel, bro?
It's bad. It's really bad.
Yeah.
Any addiction is terrible, and you can become addicted to anything. Like I was such an alcoholic that I would drink a half gallon of rum every day.
Jesus Christ.
Is that not the most wild thing to think of? A half gallon of rum.
Half a gallon. That's
every
like,
single day.
That's a liter and a half.
Yeah.
That's
and
literally what. To put into perspective,
it got to the point.
It's
you know that
bottle
feeling,
of Pepsi.
Do you know that feeling when you're sitting in bed and like you want to watch a Dashy video or something, but you got to have a snack next to you? So you're like, let me go into the kitchen and grab a snack so I can watch a YouTube video.
Oh, bro, I love Dashy.
that craving to go and get a snack is just like needing to drink something. It was like damn, I'm sitting in my living room, I need something to drink. Or like, damn, I'm about to go outside, I gotta get drunk. Or man, I'm about to take a shower. If I take a shower, it's gonna make me a little sober, so I gotta drink. I gotta have beer next to me while I'm in the shower.
I think I do think that alcohol or any type of just anything that will cause an addiction should only be done. So this is how you can use moderation. Only be done is in certain occasions when you really need to like celebrate something, right? Because I'm just saying, if you're doing it while you're casually just watching a YouTube video, you're really just not doing anything to, you're really not doing yourself a favor. And I've
also realized that like at occasions, like, like a birthday party or like a holiday, yeah. I think that it's better to just celebrate that sober so you can really experience it all. Like, why want to cloud it and forget it?
True.
Yeah.
Because there is also that you would like to, I guess, immortalize that moment forever. Why would you also go drunk to like kind of forget about it? Well, depending on what you drink, all right? And obviously, I don't know. It's such a complicated thing. Just don't do it. You know what? Just don't do it.
Don't do it. Do not do it.
Yeah.
That's gonna be it for me. Like, I'm never doing anything.
Yeah.
I'm kind of more traditional. Like, so no drugs for me, no alcohol, and
no NyQuil.
Yeah, NyQuil. If I got messed up on that, then that kind of shows me what type of how strong things will be if I took it. That's an indicator.
No, NyQuil is strong. Don't worry about it.
What's up, Livy in chat saying people my age vaping and getting drunk. Yeah, they exist. Now, look, we can talk about addictions all day, all right? How it's bad and how terribly it affects people. It does not, by any means, and I will say this once, and I will just I guess keep on saying it, in case people forget about my opinion or whatever. It will never dehumanize people. Some of these people need help. Be that cool guy if you can, all right? Because not everyone can. Be that cool guy. Do your best to help out. Try to keep that person in like a specific schedule or something like that. Sometimes it's just not, sometimes it's just none of your business, but also at the same time, sometimes you just care too much about that person. You don't want to lose them to addictions. So, yeah.
Exactly. Like you said, don't let addiction become a personality trait. Let's discuss the elephant in the room, me. Okay. I'm sorry. That was a joke. I'm sorry. What other, I don't want to talk about addiction. Y'all are triggering me. I'm triggered.
You want to switch to NyQuil? You want to switch to a different topic? Should we
I don't care.
Look, I think.
Okay. Well, what do you guys think about tattoos?
Okay. There is something magical about being able to take a image or a thought or a drawing, a piece of art, and make it a part of yourself in more than like a visible part of yourself. I think it's cool. I think face tattoos, I love them. Hand tattoos. I wanted to get a tattoo on on the inside of your eyeball. Like, tattoos are good. Good thing.
I know what you're talking about. Those eye tattoos, that's where you change like the color of the outside.
You can change the color of the outside of your eye.
Dangerous.
But I don't understand the people that get red because it just looks like you got pink eye. But like blue, that would be cool, or like black.
But say you want to remove that, you couldn't remove it like any other tattoo. You couldn't.
Yeah, because like they use one of those like electric shits. They use those electric shits that spark on your skin and does the dot 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 to remove the tattoo. If you do that on your eyeball, you're dead. Anyways, the chemical is still gonna turn you blind. In the next give it 10 or 15 years, because I mean you never hear anything good about people tattooing their eyeballs. But
there's a procedure, it's plastic surgery, where you can take it's a piece of plastic like a contact lens, but they open up the slit of your eye and they put the contact lens inside of your eye and then they close it back up, so you permanently have that in there. But it's illegal in America because people are like, their eyes literally turn to goop after like a couple years. Their eyes will just disintegrate. But I was thinking like, maybe mine won't. You know what I mean? Maybe I can have one purple eyeball forever.
Bro, look, y'all.
That's just disgusting. That
if y'all got perfect vision, keep your eyes. If you don't have the perfect vision, wear glasses. Obviously, not everybody can afford glasses, but do what you can. All right. Do not take any surgery. Obviously, laser eye surgery. If you really need that, take that. If you need eye drops, take that. Don't do no cutting eyeballs like you're cutting onions and put a piece of plastic in there. Nope. Nope.
No, y'all don't take advice from Dr. Loopie. Get that plastic in your eyeball and wear it around with pride, and tell your friends about it too.
Bro, they probably got the plastic through a freaking UPS driver from Japan or China or somewhere, right?
Yeah, maybe don't do it.
So, on the topic of body modification, I've seen people that split their tongues in half.
Yeah, they think they're freaking Van Gogh.
I was honestly thinking about like putting real thought into it, so don't make fun of me. Getting vampire teeth. Permanent vampire teeth.
Yeah, I don't know, man. You're gonna be eating.
Think about it. Not real long ones that curve and they look like, but just little small
canines.
Not very noticeable, longer canines. Yeah.
Bro, you're gonna be eating pizza in pain.
Or more efficiently.
There was a wrestler that I've seen that has that vampire teeth. Their name was like Grangel. It was like or Gangrel. I think that's how you pronounce it. I think it's Gangrel. It was a wrestler from the 90s who acted like a vampire wrestler, like a vampire gimmick, and they have like vampire teeth. And it kind of freaks me out because it's kind of like, because the teeth, since it's like sharp and everything, like imagine like you accidentally how you can accidentally like bite your tongue and it hurts. Imagine biting your tongue with those type of teeth.
Oh, bro, you're like, amputate that bitch. Swear. Or get.
Yeah, that would hurt. I'm not even gonna lie. That would definitely would hurt like hell if you bit your tongue with vampire teeth.
You're gonna want to sue the freaking surgeon. Try to blame it on somebody.
I'm gonna sue myself. I'll take myself to court, and I will win.
Yeah.
Is it actually possible to like sue yourself?
I don't know if anybody's ever done it before, but I'm sure that someone's thought of it being a good idea.
I've seen people try to sue dead people.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I remember. Didn't like some musicians try to like sue Juice World or something like that? Cause
yeah, because of like a stolen lyric or something, or a little piece.
I think it was like a melody.
If they're dead, then you can sue their estate, right? You can sue their money.
Label. I think you can sue their label, I believe.
Yeah, I would understand the
people
label.
that take care of him.
But if you state Juice World as a defendant in a case when the dude is dead, you have automatically lost.
True.
Oh man.
Oh, my back. You guys, my back hurts. Will somebody buy me some? I need some NyQuil.
Okay.
Bro, Chris, do you remember the last episode that you were in and we were, continuing to talk about Mona Lisa, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you know that not even a couple days later, the Mona Lisa in Paris at the Louvre got freaking vandalized by a guy wearing disguise, pretending to be an old lady.
I got something to tell y'all.
It's bro, that person smudged cake all over the Mona Lisa, but obviously it was protected by bulletproof glass, but
that was me.
No,
that is why I didn't show up the last episode when I said I was going to the DMV. I actually went to the Mona Lisa, and
bro,
I had to get some things done.
He was on a special mission, top secret.
I just don't understand why it's worth so much money, and it made me so upset that I had to destroy it just to show people, make a statement,
The motive of that occurrence, the motive of that was actually, like, think about the animals, think about the people, and think about the planet.
Think about the animal. What does Mona Lisa have to do with the animals?
Nothing. It's just that, like, it had something to do with artists getting so much attention more than the planet.
And nobody has given a damn about the Mona Lisa since like 1830 or something. Like, who really? Does anybody really care about the Mona Lisa now?
Oh well, I mean they do, because you got thousands of people at the Louvre, just looking at the Mona Lisa and taking pictures.
Yeah, but it's free.
Yeah,
I go to the park, but I don't really care about it. It's just free.
Yeah, I mean it's also like you can go to Google Images and shit and just like look at it. But I
guess that's better. Like I think that's cool then. If he was trying to make a statement like the animals and stuff, it's better to rub cake on something than to shoot it.
Yeah, well, yeah. Obviously, like, I don't know what made that person think that they were gonna get away with it.
He was dressed like an old woman. He was pulling it. You ever seen that movie White Chick?
Dressed like
I've seen that.
Listen, if it worked in White Chick, it's gonna work in real life. You dress up as he's black. He dressed up like an old white woman, and rubbed cake on the Mona Lisa.
It was a white guy.
That's what he wants you to think.
No.
So wait. So the main question is, was that cake vegan?
Bro, no, it wasn't. That cake had animal that had rabbit toes in it.
He's asking the right questions. He is asking the right questions. Because
if he wants us to care about animals, then it better have been a vegan cake, or else this whole campaign goes down the toilet.
I don't care if people try to kill me. Being vegan is not. I don't think it's healthy. I seen a video of this dude talking about being vegan and how long he's been vegan, and as he was speaking, a tooth literally fell out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, the main thing about it is that I have a nutrition teacher that they were talking to me about vegans and everything, and like And a lot of a lot of the important vitamins and minerals like a lot of them are in like animal products, and like I think one of them was like protein. Like when you're vegan, the only source of protein you have is like beans and stuff, I believe.
Peanut
And
butter is peanut butter vegan?
I think so, but I'm not too sure. I haven't looked at peanut butter. Um,
What about beef? Is beef vegan? That was a joke. Where did Loopy go? Where did he go?
I don't know.
He's not here to judge me at the weird shit that I say.
Well, I'm always here.
Yeah, but you don't judge me. You're like very kind, and I love that about you. You're good, just a good person.
I appreciate that a whole lot, but I think it's kind of like with vegans though. Though a big stereotype of veganism is how loud they are about it. Like vegans, you know the joke
Signs
where
in the
it's like,
street and scream at the people driving the pigs to the slaughterhouse.
yeah, but I've kind of looked at like it and everything. Like main thing about it is that it's a form of protesting that works, because if you've seen like other types of protests and everything, there's a reason why they do this, because if you hear about like other like protests, not to like compare and everything, but like
Yeah.
but I just
Hold on.
There's actual. Okay, so I'm gonna go. I've been really passionate about a certain topic. I'm not gonna go into the topic because it'll go south. So instead, I'm gonna talk about being okay. Whenever you find a video of an animal being slaughtered or something like that, it shows you the truth behind it. Okay, so
yeah.
the other day I was on YouTube, and I was watching this video about websites you should never visit. Okay, and of course, as they popped up, I paused the video and visited each website because like I needed to see it. Well, you're gonna tell me don't go somewhere? Of course I'm gonna go. And nothing frightened me or anything like that until I got to this website called it was on Reddit. It's just like a Reddit handle, and it's called r/Blitch or something like that.
Oh gosh.
And it was literally just a bunch of images of deceased people. And like, I mean, it was terrible. And as I was scrolling, there was this video of this it was a 12-year-old girl and an 11-year-old boy, and they were in the bathroom together, and they were posing with this gun on Facebook Live.
Oh, I saw that video. I know what you're talking about.
Bro, what does this have to do
I could not go past.
I got a
Hold
point.
on.
Loopy, don't stop me. I'm getting somewhere. I got a point. Don't stop me. So, they're on Facebook Live. Anyway, the gun goes off and unalives these two people. It was terrible. And at that moment, I seen, like, because in movies and stuff, you don't really get the real, like, the effect, right? It's kind of shaded. You can tell that someone is acting. But when the mom opened the door and the terror that came out of her voice, like the sadness, it was so real. It could never be emulated. It could never be acted, right?
Never show me this video, please. I beg.
Oh,
Never.
no, I'm not.
I could not like watch that video.
So then, a few days after that is when the gun violence at that school happened in Texas, and I could only think about like the sound that came out of those two kids' mom, right? That sound of just pure terror. So it's something about whenever you're able to really see the destruction that happens is when you become that's why a lot of people are vegan, is because they see these videos of the animals, you know what I mean? And it takes them out of
Yes.
that fake world, and it puts them into
But
the real life.
here's the thing,
Yeah.
you know, let's say a piece of steak, all right? Piece of steak, well, obviously it contains all the chemicals that, you know, fruits and vegetables will have, you know, depending on the diet of, for example, cow, sheep, lamb, whatever. So it's watered down, healthy, you know, chemicals that are good for you, right? On top of that,
Yeah.
proteins, bro. Proteins, you know, depending on what you're also drinking or eating, you know, whatever, calcium, all of the good stuff. And you know, when people are using videos of slaughtered animals to make me feel guilty, I'm like, that's terrible. I love animals. I think an elephant looks fire as fuck. I think cows look cool as hell, but I also like eating them. So, you know, there's nothing really I can do about the people that kill the animals if, you know, they're trying to survive or, you know, just eat. It's also how just the human being learned to hunt for food. It's kind of just, you know, it's kind of just imprinted and you know, stuck in, I guess, the spirit of a human being, because this is what freaking ancestors like millions of years ago, you know, were doing. So I think
Yeah.
it's I think it's outrageous for someone to completely count out that idea, because it's part it's bro, it's imprinted in the human spirit, the human soul. When you
I
have
think that
nothing left,
something that happened over time is we've like me every day, like almost every night after I'm done like editing, and I'll put on a scary movie, and like I watch a scary movie, and then I go to sleep. And I think that humans have become so accustomed to violence that when it happens, it's like we can't do anything but really just not care about it. Does that make sense?
yeah. Well, with everything that happens like in the news, personally, like, you know, you can pass as many laws as you want. You can say, oh, this is bad, this is not cool, this is what we should do to stop it. You can pass laws, you can, you know, start protesting, you could start petitions, sign petitions, do whatever you want to have a voice, I guess, in the country or the world. Nothing will stop them from, you know, continuing to do it. And, you know, it will just keep incriminating these people more, and it will never really stop them from doing anything. Only, you know, for example, if, you know, let's talk about a school shooter, for example. I didn't really want to get into that topic because it's something very, you know, very heavy for me. But
Trigger warning.
trigger warning, people.
Trigger warning.
So, school shooters, the shooter, you know, if guns are illegal, it will not stop the kid from taking a gun, either going over, you know, to a gun shop or whatever, or finding it in the parents' drawer or whatever, age limits, mental capacity, whatever. It will not stop them from going over to take that gun. If they have the malicious intent, they will do whatever it takes to get to that objective. You get what I mean? Like, you get what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Sorry. So, and obviously guns kill, but also people using guns kill more because they have that malicious intent, and the message that they're trying to send to either the government or to a certain religion or to a certain community, it will only just incriminate them more. It will not stop the crime itself. Just like a lot of problems in the world right now, sexism, homophobia, racism, any ism or phobias or, you know, whatever, it's not gonna end. We are 7.5 billion people, almost 8 billion people. We can keep saying shit. We can keep protesting. We can keep having a voice. We can keep canceling celebrities. Do whatever we want. Cancel Hollywood, whatever. It'll never end. And when I see something like that, I'm like, you know, my heart really hurts for a lot of the people that struggle, man. My heart really, really hurts. And I would do anything I could to, help a brother out or help a sister out. But when the situation is completely out of my hands, my voice to the government is fucking nothing. My data, all, the photos, files, passwords, private data are more important to the government than my voice. They're not going to make money.
I think that we definitely do need a gun reform law. I don't think that taking guns away completely will do anything, because first off, you can't. There's so many in America right now. There's so many guns that every woman, man, and child could own 3 guns, and there would still be 65 million left over. And that's just in America.
Yeah.
The thing about American law right now is that if you're 13 years old, you can't buy tobacco, you can't buy pornography, you can't buy a car, right? You can't buy liquor, you can't go gamble, but you can go to a gun show and you can buy a gun.
Yeah.
It's so bad right now. I went online yesterday just to see, where can I buy a gun? So I looked up guns online shop, and 50,000 website search results popped up. I went on one and it said next day shipping, and for $750. So I got to thinking, I was like, if somebody with a mental illness is capable, because, okay, if you have a mental illness, of course, most of these people that go out and do this, that's what's wrong with them. They're depressed. They have, if you have something like that, and it's as simple as a click of a button to get a gun for you, then they're definitely gonna get that gun. But if they change the law, say okay, you don't have to be 13, you have to be 21 per se, and instead of making AR-15s available for everybody, we're gonna stop producing so many, because there are what was the number? Hold up. There are 115 billion rounds of ammunition produced every year in the United States, and there are 65 million new guns produced every year in the United States, and that's just the ones that we have a serial number on. Right? Now a responsible gun owner would know that that's the people that are angry, or the responsible gun owners. They're like, well, I want to be able to go out and get a gun. Well, of course you can. You have a gun license. You have all these things. You can go out and get a gun and protect yourself from somebody who probably got one illegally.
Of course.
But a responsible gun owner should also know that it shouldn't be as easy as I can go to Walmart and buy a Glock for $25.
Yeah. No,
that
definitely.
makes sense.
Yeah.
And I think that our words definitely count, because we elect these politicians, right? These are the gunman is not the person that killed these kids. The person that did this to these kids are the people in power that make it so easy to go out and buy the gun, right?
True.
We need to, as a people in America, we need to be able to know who to elect that are going to stop the Second Amendment right that was made in, what was it, 16 something, that all people should be able to walk around with a pistol. It's crazy.
Well, the right to defend yourself should never be taken away. However,
of course not.
So, let me tell you how things are in a different country now. I don't know which Scandinavian or Nordic country it is. I think it might be either Finland, Sweden, or Iceland. But you got a 5-course system in order to get a gun. You have to literally do drills. You have to go through training and actual mental health assessments. You have to go through shooting ranges, or do whatever to really prove and certify, and obviously within an age limit. And I'm pretty sure it takes 5 years. But I could be wrong, and my details could be exaggerated, but I do know that the gun laws are in that country are perfect. It's a perfect system, and it's a perfect result, and it's probably going to contradict what I'm about to say, but it did prove a better result for these smaller countries to have such strict gun laws. But that is because that was the first law that they came up with. That was, when they wrote the Constitution for these countries, they thought of this, firsthand. Unfortunately, America has never thought about the possibilities of making it harder for anyone to actually get a gun because of how accessible it is. I mean, you literally have 10-year-olds getting an AR-15 for Christmas. Terrible. Now,
but it's pink.
Now, here's one thing. It is and this is my opinion only. Take it with a grain of salt. But I do believe in a situation of war or violence or burglary or whatever, that every parent should teach their child how to shoot a gun. Now, they should not own a gun. And if they were to go through a shooting range, they need supervision by parents and by people who know what the hell they're doing and all the help possible. But the age limit should honestly be 21, just like for alcohol and for probably weed. I don't know, for different states. I don't know how it works in America, but every person should learn how to shoot in case of a war situation or any life-threatening situation. Guns should be allowed in order to defend yourself. Unfortunately, I can't say that France is really privileged with that because crimes are up the freaking roof, and you're not allowed to defend yourself.
Yeah, it's crazy.
There was a story
in France. You can't defend your what?
No, let me tell you. This is a story from a couple months ago. We heard it on I heard it on the news as I came back from boxing, on the radio. There was a story about a younger man, all right, maybe in his 20s or 30s or something like that, getting attacked by two two very terrible people. I don't know if they had an agenda or something like that. Might have been linked to terrorism. Well, I mean, whatever they were going to do to that guy was going to be a terrorist act, right? So they were going to, kill that guy. I'm pretty sure they had blades or a bat or something like that. They were going to try to hurt that guy very badly. So what did that guy do? He pulled out a gun and shot both of them dead. In America, you call a cop and say, hey, I had to defend myself and kill two people or else I would have been dead. They would come to the scene and be like, okay, have a nice weekend, you're free to go. In France, you get 10 years of jail.
Damn, 10 years.
Yeah.
America.
And
then that's the thing too, is I understand that it is important to be able to, defend yourself. And what we do in America is we keep on saying things like it's mental illness. We need to focus more on mental illness, right?
Definitely.
And they say, well, if the teachers were armed, then this wouldn't have happened. They think that more guns and more therapists and counselors and psychiatrists. But the thing about that is the mayor of Uvalde is the place where the children were slaughtered at school. He said that he was on an interview and he was like, what we need is more mental health awareness. But what people didn't know is that a week before that happened, he spent $211 million. He took $211 million away from the mental health department. And guess where he put it? He put that money into border control so that they could buy more guns. Okay? Then the Ted Cruz, who's a senator in Texas, he came out and he said, the problem is not guns, Loopy. That's not the problem, Jelani. The problem is The problem is doors. We need to have less doors. You see, the shooter came in through that door over there. So we need less doors, and we need to arm the teachers with more guns. And I sit there and think, this is so dumb. And if we don't do anything about it, because, okay, I wrote this video down I'm making a week ago, okay? And within that week, I've been updating this video because there's been more than 30 shootings in America within a week.
Mm-hmm.
And what does Texas do about that, right? What do we do about that? Instead of doing something about the guns, we passed a law making it illegal for minors to go into drag shows because they're trying to protect them from predators.
Okay.
Is that not crazy?
Wait, are we talking about like drag shows, like drag queens?
Yeah, drag queens. Instead of doing something about the guns, we prevented children from going into drag shows to save them.
More, I'm gonna say more on that in a minute, but I'm gonna close on what I'm gonna say is I forgot.
Is that not wild?
What were you talking about before the drag show? Like you were saying something about like. Oh yes, okay, all right. Closing statement on school shootings. Okay, look, so. I think the teachers should be armed not with guns, but with stun guns. Them shits are effective, you know what I mean? No one wants...
That is true. That's a good idea.
No one wants a teacher to actually, kill a child. Even if the child, is ready to kill anything, that moves. I can understand that. But I can definitely feel the guilt in a human being for killing someone because they had to defend themselves. It stays in your mind forever, and you develop PTSD from that shit. Stun guns, very helpful. Instead of removing doors, I'd say maybe a little bit more resistance on the doors. If someone's trying to kick a door in, there's got to be some kind of resistance, you know what I mean? Teach kids to actually do something more useful during, life-threatening situations, not hide under a table, because, if that person breaks into that classroom, you're freaking toast, even if you're under a table. And
more than toast, you're damn Rice Krispie treats. That's what.
Unfortunately, yeah. I mean, I know you're joking, but that's literally, what some of these people are going for, and it's terrible. But
it really is bad.
There should also be, some kind of way to protect schools. Have actual security guards, you know what I mean? Not
cowards.
Yeah.
The police in America, I'm starting to realize, are literally trained cowards.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
They pick on the weak, and when there's actually a situation where they need to act, they sit back and watch.
Yeah,
it's so strange.
That's something I was going to bring up, right? Because if they're saying that teachers should be armed with guns, and yet the cops are afraid of going into the schools to stop school shootings, that shows you that they think that teachers are stronger than cops, basically.
Yeah,
and teachers,
they are.
It's
more children died going to school this year than cops have died on duty. So it is more dangerous to be an elementary school student in America than it is to be a police officer.
Shouldn't
the next time you see a 9-year-old, salute him.
Okay.
Well, my sister's 10, so
bro,
it's crazy.
Bro, it's
you know
crazy.
what? This will fix it. I know what to do. We need to give babies need to be assigned a gun at birth, okay? And then so that when they grow up, they can always have their gun with them and be safe. And then we need to replace every door, get rid of all the doors, and replace them with revolving AK-47s, so that just in case you left your gun at home, you can have another one. Also, get rid of all the gates. That's going to solve the problem. This is what America thinks. This is how weird we are right now, and it's so shocking.
Oh, is
It's
there
like replace all the doors with wheels.
With wheels.
is there a fire? Oh, you got sprinkles? Take that shit away. Replace it with NyQuil. Everybody's gonna be sleeping. Rest in peace. Okay,
Replace it.
that was terrible. I'm sorry, that was terrible. I was taking a dashy approach with that. Oh man. Hey, I do want to switch to a different topic though, if that's all good with y'all.
Oh, that's okay with me.
Yeah, no, but I mean, I'm glad that we can talk about things like that because it does, it's kind of brutal, and a lot of people are, avoiding it. And honestly, that's the only thing we can do is kind of just avoid it because even if we were to say something, the only thing that kind of sends a message is or the only thing that is close to sending a message is just votes, really. But 50% of the time, it doesn't work like that. But
Yeah, it's sad.
I do want to talk about. I do really quick want to talk about yesterday, because we were supposed to have a podcast yesterday, and we did have a podcast yesterday. It was me, Jelani, and Katie, and then eventually.
Listen, I was asleep. Chat, don't blame me. I was asleep. I was planning on showing up. This was my. I was gonna come. I was gonna show up. I had some topics. I wrote down some things. I studied up on my quizzes, and then I fell asleep. So
Study up on your quizzes. All right, we'll see. But yeah, so that happened, and then eventually Liv joined. So yesterday we did have a podcast, and if anyone is wondering about where that episode went, if you guys have not seen Instagram, I have taken down that episode because it got super chaotic, and I don't
$30 if you want to see it.
I don't.
I'm just.
Yeah. Like I don't.
Yeah, $30 to see me high on NyQuil.
Hey, that's a good deal. Wait a minute. Hold up. I might pay for that.
I mean, you're 18. Start an OnlyFans. You know what I mean? Like, okay, no,
That's better than a Hulu subscription.
Legit. He's about to do a reboot of Breaking Bad. All right.
Yo, they need to do that. No, they don't. They'd ruin it.
Yeah, they probably.
Sorry.
Yeah.
But what happened? What happened yesterday?
So yesterday it got very chaotic after co-host Katie, I guess, was really acting very obnoxious, I guess, yesterday, and I guess that was the last straw, to be honest with you, completely. And in the most respectful way possible, not searching for any drama. I did it very friendly. I let Katie know that she has done her final episode of the Loophole Podcast yesterday, and we will not be welcoming her here as a co-host anymore. The initial reason behind that, and I swear this was thought about about a week or two ago. I was really in the middle about it because she was not showing up. And even if she would either look at her phone or just not really contribute much to the podcast, or she would do another thing, which is I guess just do some crazy shit. And we do have these train wreck episodes where shit kind of goes rowdy, but
Which is always great.
yeah, but we've always done these train wreck episodes, and they were always funny. You know what I mean? Like, they were always funny, and we very rarely ever ended a podcast and said, yo, that was fucking terrible. I don't want to do that ever again. We always had a good time. And I hope you guys can vouch for that, right? Like,
I have a good time.
Yeah.
There was I hated one episode. There was one episode I completely hated. It was when that guy, he called him, and oh my God, that threw me all the way off.
Yeah.
But
that was the first time
when I met Katie, I was. This is coming from the be kind guy though, but I met her and I thought she was cool.
Yeah, I thought she was cool too.
But I only talked to her for one episode live,
Yeah, and to be truthful with y'all, all right, I only knew Katie about 1 or 2 weeks, or no, I only made her host, I guess, 1 or 2 weeks before I met her. No, what? No, fuck. Hold on. Let me start over. I only made Katie a
Tell the
co-host
future.
about 1 or 2 weeks after I got to know her. And then from that moment, I started seeing on Twitter that she gets in all kinds of beefs, all kinds of drama. And I'm like, well, shit, I better not get on the other side of that. That whole.
Yeah.
That would be great to have a Trisha Paytas on the podcast.
Oh, bro.
Did y'all see Frenemies? Did you see how great that was?
Yeah, we saw. I mean, I definitely saw a big part of it. But so, only 2 weeks after, getting to know her, and we were kind of, desperate for co-hosts because neither of you were available.
Listen, I'm sorry.
No, Chris, don't worry, bro.
And-
That was completely out of your control. And Jelani, you too, all good, all out of your control. Y'all went through shit, all right? Chris, you went through jail. Jelani, you went through finding yourself. And I'm pretty sure that both of you, you told me that you guys are willing to focus on yourselves for the better. So, that is excusable. You know what I mean? Because that's an actual, you're actually going through, I guess, a quest to improve yourself. You know what I mean? That was not the case for Katie at all. And I don't have any, beef or drama. I don't hate her. I thought we would actually still be friends after this because, when I fired Lyrics, we continued being friends. He didn't unfollow me. I didn't unfollow him. We still talk, every now and then. We talk about football all the time. He did not take that personally because he knew he couldn't make it to the podcast and it was out of his control. Things were different this time around, and it felt, personally to me, I felt disrespected for the platform that I've given her, and it felt like it was a complete joke to her, and she did not take this seriously at all. And it just seemed like it was more of a burden and a bother for her to be here for 1 hour talking to us, than anything else. So if anything, this is doing more of a favor for her. But look, we have no filter on the podcast, so I'm going to go all out. All right.
Wait. I see the podcast as, I don't even really see it as a podcast, honestly. I just see it as me coming on here and ranting or whatever the hell I do. I just come on here and talk to you guys.
Yeah. No, but it's amazing. It's amazing. And y'all can tell me honestly that y'all have a good time, every Saturday when we do this, right?
Yes, I
For
do
real,
have.
Be honest.
I do have a really good time every time.
Yeah.
Whenever I'm getting ready, to do it, I'm like, oh my God, I'm tired. But I'm always tired. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And I have never in my 89 episodes, nearly 2 years of me hosting the podcast with you guys, not one time have I treated the podcast like a chore. I've always thought of it like, yo, it's the end of the week. I'm ready to talk about whatever to my friends. And it's fun because it's almost like, like a brother's game night, you know what I mean? And it's fucking fun. I love it really a lot. But
we should do Dungeons and Dragons.
But I felt, when we had her on here, she did not really pick up that sort of chemistry, that sort of family-like chemistry. And obviously it's normal because, we only knew her for, not so long. And I honestly should have seen, beforehand, the actual commitment that a person has. And I only saw the potential, not the commitment, not the actions, only the words. And I'm a fool for it. But what I'm about to say, completely no filter. It's a Loophole Podcast. I can say whatever the fuck I want. It's my channel. What has happened after I sent her the message saying, it's over for her? She unfollowed me on Instagram. She unfollowed Liv on Instagram. She removed me as a follower from her private Twitter account, which, knowing what she tweets on a daily basis about different people that she has beefs with, I'm probably going to be the next person she shit talks. This channel, this platform is, I mean, to be truthful with y'all, not really in any kind of danger at all. But we're probably going to get shit talked. $20
That's
says
like,
that she's
what is that, like a mosquito bite to me?
Bro.
You know what I mean?
Bro.
Yeah.
This is the pain I feel from her talking shit.
Well, not to be rude, but I don't mean, I'm the kind guy. I'm not like, that won't bother me. I think that my career will do just fine, or how it's doing, as long as, even if she calls me black, fat, dumb.
Yeah, but see, like that, look, I never had any true issues with her person. I do think that she's like a cool person when you're actually able to reason and, have, I guess, a serious conversation with her or something like that. When it's time to be serious, I think, I guess she would be a bit serious, but when it comes to the podcast, it hasn't been that. We never really had serious conversations. She's never truly faced having to interview anyone, which, I mean, that never really happened like in a while. Really, we should get back to interviewing guests, but the real test of this podcast, she never truly faced it, and always, I guess, took that opportunity like a joke. And that's the issue with it. And obviously she was there for emergency purposes. I did see the potential, and I knew that if I was trying to help her become a better content creator, she would actually stick to the commitment. But all of what happened, during the time, she was there, unfortunately, it didn't work the way that I thought, and that's okay. I don't hate her. I don't think any of y'all hate her. All right. I'm down to still talk with her, as a friend, like as a homie, or something like that. Because I
hate everyone equally.
Yeah, fuck y'all. No, but like I did, I told her, I'm here for you if you ever need, to talk about, whatever issues you got in your mind or whatever, I'm not a hateful person. I don't have hate in my heart. I only got love in my heart for everybody that, put time into the podcast and everything. I'm legit with people. I'm transparent with people. If I see something that I find unacceptable, I'm going to take actions on it. I need to take control of what's mine. And if I see something that's mine, tarnished in some kind of way, I got to say something about it. That's just how I am. That's my person. That's part of who I am. And, I've been like that even with you guys. I've always been transparent about, things together. And if I found an episode to be shit, I always told you guys.
Oh yeah, me. I wear my emotions on my sleeve.
Yeah. So, really, I have no hate in my heart, and I have like all the love in my heart. I will support someone who wants to be supported. You know what I mean? Now, if that person does not want the support and wants to completely part ways for good, like as if we never met, cool. I just hope that there's nothing on the back of that that's probably going to try to tarnish my reputation or something like that, because that's not, what I'm trying to do. And nothing that I've done yesterday or today has been done with malicious intent or with the intentions of like harming or attacking someone. No, I think she's a cool person, just not committed enough to the content creation or anything like that. And it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. We got different grinds, man. We got different ways of living life. And sometimes it's just not adapted entirely to all three of us here. I'm grateful, I'm personally grateful to have y'all, still be here after all this time, just, here to either listen to me or have me listen to you, say whatever you got on your mind. And that's what the point of the podcast is.
Yeah.
I kind of sounded like Dream for a second, but
it's really important to understand that I think that people are put into your life for a reason, right? Like, you might need that person at that moment. Like my mom, she went through this is an extreme example, but my mom went through she was in a relationship, married with this man for like damn near 18 years. And then she cut it off. And to this day, sometimes she'll be like, I don't know why I even met him. I was like, well, if you hadn't have met him, then I wouldn't have my little brothers, Or if you hadn't have met him, then I wouldn't have some of the knowledge that I know now. It's like people are placed into your life at a time when the universe or whatever knows that you need them, or you can learn something from them, and they can help you or you can help them. And then whenever, they're done with their job, goodbye. There's a trash can. You just,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
No, but it's correct what you're saying. And here is a reason why you guys are still here, and why I haven't, seen anything bad from you guys. The reason that you guys are here and why and how you both got here, because y'all weren't here on episode 1. Obviously, you guys weren't here on episode 1. Jelani got here on like episode 50 or something, and you, Chris, you got there on like episode 12 or something. I don't know, but
I don't remember.
The reason that y'all are still here is, I think it was just because I met y'all, just randomly, unexpectedly, not with the intent to search for a host. I didn't have the intent to search for a host. However, what I had the intent of was getting to know y'all better and, just create content with y'all, whether it would be through here or through, somewhere else. And, we developed that chemistry, and obviously I brought, y'all individually on the podcast as a guest, just to, see what y'all are about. And y'all are about some great things. Y'all good people. And obviously the gut feeling is always going to tell me like, yo, that person right here is definitely fit to be on the podcast. And I mean, y'all are still here for that reason, I think. And obviously I do appreciate it, and I'm forever grateful, really.
Well, thank you. Very nice of you.
Yeah.
Now compliment my looks.
all of your,
you got nice hair.
Yeah.
Thank you. I've been over here messing with it. It's like drying out. Like, I didn't want to wear my beanie, so I've been like trying to make it look good.
No, all of you are good-looking individuals, and y'all viewers at home, y'all are good-looking individuals. Now, I do want to make a closing statement on, our former co-host. I'm pretty sure she's watching this because I did get a ping on her server. So, look, if you're watching this, I don't hate you. All right, like we should be cool. We shouldn't have to just shit talk each other, like it's like some drama shit. Because honestly, I don't have any hate. I'm not trying to talk shit, about her to y'all. Like, obviously, some things I'm going to find hilarious as shit. And I'm going to be like, yo, look at this. That's hilarious. Why would that happen? But I personally don't have any hate, honestly. And it's not anything to take personally. We parted ways with Lyrics on the podcast, and he did not take it personally. He just needed to do what he needed to do to, I guess, focus on himself, because, he has, he plays sports professionally. He got his own school to deal with. He got his own thing, his own life to deal with. And
he's going to school? Oh, God, he's got to watch out. Oh, sorry. Yeah. No, we're off that. Okay. School is dangerous, y'all. Just like NyQuil.
No, but see, not everything is going to happen in the best way possible, and it's not something to take personally. I hope, because really I'm not trying to start shit. And I hope this doesn't turn into a back and forth on Twitter, or a back and forth on Instagram or Discord or whatever, or an exposed video on me, or going on a 50 billion year search for anything that I have said wrong in my child years or whatever to try to deplatform me. I hope that's not, what approach is going to be taken from here on. And I hope also, it's not going to be one of those things where it's like, oh, don't talk to this guy anymore. He did this to me. And I'm like, shit. So
Yeah,
really,
definitely though. If you are watching, since me and you, we had a good live, conversation. So
yeah,
if you want to talk about me, then go ahead, because I need the attention. You know what I mean? You can just go back on my videos. I'm sure I said something offensive, so just find that, clip it, post it, put my channel name, where they can find me, and
yeah, I know
that.
Yeah,
that's all.
and shit. I mean, really, it's all love and support. I mean, I'm currently Twitch Prime sub to her channel actually right now, and it's it's whatever. It's cool. I'm still down to play a game of A-ball, whenever the opportunity is there. So it's really not anything to take personally, but obviously I'm always transparent. I will, forever be real with people, all right? I'm always transparent with people. If I find something unacceptable that I shouldn't have to, put on my channel, at the risk of tarnishing whatever, just whatever whatever great thing happens on here or on social media or
Reputation.
whatever. Yeah, it's less about the reputation, but more about just what the podcast is about, what we stand for. You know what I mean? Why we're doing this and why we're still here, present on on social media, whether it be YouTube or Instagram, all around, whatever. It's not my reputation, it's our reputation. It's not my podcast, it's our podcast. It's your podcast. It's not my channel.
Yeah.
It's not my channel, it's our channel, because without y'all there's no me. You know what I mean? So yeah, I've always been transparent with people, and it's never going to be on the basis of hate. Sorry, I just saw a message on the podcast group chat. I'm not going to talk about it, but yeah, let's not mention that. But
a lot of people make YouTube channels, or like they try to become influencers because they see the what is that called, the money behind it. But
yeah,
the thing about that is you can make a YouTube video all you want, but the goal behind it is you need to have something to say, right? If you don't have anything to say, then you're just going to end up making e-crystal content. But once you figure out that once you have something to say, then you can find an audience that agrees with you. So I think it's also important to invite people onto the podcast that want to talk about something and have interests, right? Because if we were to, my little brother can be part of the podcast, but he would sit there and eat hot Cheetos because he doesn't really have anything to say, and that could be entertaining for 5 minutes, but
yeah,
after that, it's not a mukbang no more. It's kind of it's an illness. Them hot Cheetos.
Yeah. No, your brother's cool. I think your brother's cool, Chris.
He's pretty cool.
Obviously, I've never seen.
I raised him.
I've never seen him create content or do anything of that sort. I've only seen him on Instagram, but he seems like a really cool guy to just chill and vibe with. He's.
Yeah, it took a lot of beating to get him that way.
Oh my gosh!
It took a lot. It took a firm hand to get him the way he is.
Yeah. I mean,
Well, at least it was just a hand.
Yeah.
On a belt and a vacuum. Threw a vacuum at him one time.
Jesus.
And you gotta understand, I'm an alcoholic. When these kids do something wrong, I don't just don't do that. I gotta teach a lesson. It was weird, but it's not like that anymore. This happened when they were 5, 6, up to 12. And then at that point, they were kind of, they were raised at that point.
Yeah. Well, look, I don't know really exactly like, how do I put this? Brothers have to be hard on each other. Siblings have to be, hard on each other. What up, Jacob? Welcome to the podcast, man.
Jacob.
Siblings have to be hard on each other. I think, the fighting is part of being, really good siblings, and obviously, that you're going to be living with that person for, until adulthood. And a lot of your values and a lot of your morals are going to come from the people that you're actually, in the same struggle with, if you know what I mean, because you have parents who, enforce these rules on you, which can be good, can be bad, can be unfair, can be fair, whatever. When you're a little child, and you got siblings that are, going through the same rules, I think that's freaking like amazing, because, you got this sibling that you're in the same sort of adventure with, right? And to learn something from it, you have to be hard on each other. There has to be competition. There has to be a way for example, a younger sibling, which I'm the youngest sibling in my family.
I didn't know you had siblings.
I have 4 siblings who are all over.
You got 4 siblings?
Yes, who are all over the age of 25. Which is why they don't.
How old are your parents? Is that personal?
That is pretty personal. Yeah. So yeah.
Do they eat baguettes?
Sometimes. I mean, we were at the beach this morning, and we had like a nice baguette with like ham and cheese inside. It was really good. But no. Fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say. Yeah, me being the last, kid in the family, me being the youngest, I might not have gotten a job or any high school diploma yet or whatever, but I was able to make a name for myself. You know what I mean? Like I was able to do something that, people know me. I'm known for this. I'm known for that. People respect me for this reason. People don't respect me for other petty reasons, and my name sounds familiar to a lot of people, even, I guess, bigger names. And it's, reputation is one thing, but the love from your support system and your immediate circle is another important thing. And that's when you have officially stepped out of the shadow of your older siblings. If you have older siblings, that... if you're the youngest sibling, that you will go through the most unfair shit ever.
You got a lot to live up to.
Yeah, you got a lot to live up to and a lot to look forward to. Once you're out of it, you're fucking unstoppable. I mean, I'm taller than all of my siblings. I'm taller than everybody in my family.
That's weird to think. I never thought about that before, because I'm the oldest, so I guess that I'm the one that I set the bar, right? And my bar is pretty low, so I bet they feel comfortable right now.
What's up, Theo Dorito? How you doing, man?
Is it as low as in limbo?
When's the last time I limboed? No, it's not that low, but it is pretty low though. It's like, I think it's something. It's like a foot off the ground.
Yeah, I mean, for all of my siblings who are currently like employed right now, I guess the bar for me is really low, but I guess the work ethic and the commitment to do actually more than what I'm seeing from other, people's experiences, to do more than what I'm being enforced, by school, to go beyond the scope of the whole school system, beyond the scope of the world of work and just the system in general, to be able to achieve something way bigger and way more precious than that, which is the love, the happiness, and the commitment to your passions. I think that is the best way to step out of any shadow that you're in, truly, because
But you have to realize that you're still pretty young.
yeah,
So you're not at an age where you need to find like you're not at an age where you should be expected to do something like that, right? Like right now, the only thing that you should do, the only thing that you should have your mind. I know you feel that pressure, right? You feel because that's the weight of the world. Everybody's going to have that.
yeah,
And no matter what you do, you could be the president of the United States, but that pressure of I need to do more is always going to be there. But you need to realize that right now, the only thing that you should focus on is expressing yourself in a creative way and figuring out who you want to be and practicing on doing that, right? Because I remember when I was a lot younger, I used to think that I had to do so much. And now that I am old as hell, I still think, oh my God, I gotta do so much. But then I'm gonna be 50 and I'm gonna be like, damn, I gotta do a lot. But does that make sense? Like you're always gonna think that. You're always gonna have that pressure on your shoulder.
Something my mom told me, which I will never forget. And she told me this, the moment my parent died, that I expect way too much of myself. Rest in peace, Elliot. Like I expect way too much out of myself, and if I expect way too much out of myself, I'm going to expect way too much out of others. And it's true, because it's going to
that's true.
It's going to hurt the people I love most more than it's going to hurt me. And it's true that I do expect a lot out of myself, because I'm trying to do everything I can to, I guess, be beyond the the whole system thing, right? Not trying to live up to, I guess, what the world really wants you to do, but more so, just saying, fuck the system. I'm living on my own by doing what I actually love and not what I'm supposed to do. Obviously, I'm going to pay taxes and shit, when that's presented to me, because, that's obviously, but,
I'm not paying taxes. They got to come find me.
I love music. I love playing, I love listening and making music, right? I love doing the podcast with y'all. I love YouTube. I love content creation.
Oh, thank you.
No, I was talking about.
Oh, you said YouTube. Oh,
yeah,
I said YouTube.
I mean, I love y'all too. All right, in a family perspective, I love my girl. All right, I love a lot of things that I want to actually do for the rest of my life, and that's why I expect so much out of myself, because what I'm living right now, I want to do more of when I'm 50 or some shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You gotta think of it like this too. Like, there's a ladder. I'm making this up as I go. So there's a ladder, and at the top of the ladder, it's a really high ladder. At the top of the ladder is $1 million. Okay, and this is what you want. You got your mind on that ladder, and all you can think about is getting up there to the top of that one. Up at the top, grabbing that money up there. But the only way to get to that money is to take that small step, right? And then you got to take that other little bitty small step. You can't set your goals too high, because you'll always be stressed out trying to get there. Instead, you got to keep your goals focused but smaller, right? Mm-hmm. Like, my goal is wake up in the morning and brush my teeth. I literally have an alarm that says 8 a.m., brush your teeth. That's the first goal, right? And then slowly throughout the day, I climb towards what I want to do at the end, which is, I don't know, finish a video or make a new shirt. Does that make sense?
You know what? That's actually really smart. I might apply that to my everyday life, the whole alarm system for everyday tasks. Now, I'm not saying that I don't brush my teeth or I don't take showers. Of course, I fucking do that. I got the hygiene, you know what I mean? But
I
Sometimes,
literally have to be reminded. Like if that alarm does not go off, something happens, I will forget. Like I'm that guy. I'll totally forget until I
yeah,
talk to somebody and they turn green, and I'm like, oh, that's my breath.
yeah. I look. Sometimes I do forget because I'm always like stuck in the whole the work ethic of having to work hard towards
Ethic.
something, and yeah, I mean, sometimes I do forget, but I don't forget for too long. Obviously, I'm always gonna be like, oh shit, yeah, I better do that, and I do it. But I the 48-hour stream that I did last time, like in February, I did that, and it gave me a completely new perspective on life and content creation in general. I was doing content that I was supposed to do. I was doing content that just felt forced because I gathered a community of people who were only there for that, not for me. I was able to do what I love, and even if the viewership was low, enjoy it a lot more than when I do these videos for a higher viewership. And what I'm trying to do now is try to restore this by balancing between gathering an audience, because obviously I love interacting with people and new people. Obviously I'm always outgoing. I like to talk music with people and stuff like that. So I'm trying to continue doing reactions, but also balance it by doing music, doing YouTube content. I have a vlog coming up. I recorded and edited a vlog. It's gonna come up probably this Wednesday. I'm dropping a vlog. I dropped a music video this Friday, like 2 days ago. I dropped an album 2 weeks ago, Stuck in Traffic. It has reached unbelievable goals. In the space of 16 days, we got this album to 12,000 streams. We got Mike, who only had his Spotify profile for 16 days, get to 392 monthly listeners. Me.
That is something that I envy you about. Is like you post a lot of videos, and I wish that I could do that. And I get trapped in this cycle where I come up with an idea, and then I'm like, all right, I'm gonna film and edit this and have it posted by tomorrow, so I can post the next few days, and then I get like, oh damn, it took me a little longer than it was supposed to. So then I think, oh well, then if it took me longer, I might as well spend a little bit more time in making it good. And then a month goes by, and I have perfected this video to the best of my ability. I post it, and I realize, oh no, I haven't posted in a month. Well, let me make another video, and then I get stuck in this weird cycle of like trying to make this the best thing that I've made.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Let me be brutally honest. These videos that you make are amazing. Obviously, they are very informative, and when you're doing the vlogs and everything, they're great. However, it hurts your consistency. It hurts the elevation. You know what I mean? This is probably why, and you talked to me about this before, and you said it on the podcast before. This is why you are feeling like things are stagnating. You are continuing to do these big, long-lasting projects that take very long to make. What I think you should be doing is start making half-assed videos, literally.
I hate that though. It literally
I know
kills me. I don't like
but,
I have this because I have BPD, borderline personality disorder.
yes.
So like if I don't watch the video and like enjoy it throughout the whole thing, like let's say there's one flaw. That one flaw has to be fixed. And I I can't, like I literally cannot, because it makes me feel this like this urge of sudden doom. Like I'm literally doomed if this video is not perfect.
Yeah.
And then I'll post it. Or like sometimes I'll just have this feeling of I want to make a video of me looking through a telescope. I don't know. Write that down. But it's weird. I wish I could post more consistently, but especially right now in the stage of life that I'm in, because I'm growing as a person, and I want to continue to do that. But I feel like if I get trapped back in this stage of I can just stay home, make videos, and drink, right? Because then that's kind of why I started that my brand is shitty content, so that nobody would expect anything great to come from me. And then so I wasn't too happy with the stuff that I was making. It makes sense. I look back on some of those videos that I made, and I look back on every video that I made. Like I could wait like a month, and then I look back on it, and I hate it, and I want to delete it, and it's embarrassing to me. So I don't like that feeling. I try to make it better each time, and sometimes it takes a long time.
But don't.
For me,
go ahead, Jelani.
Like, for me, when I see an old video of mine, I just think about it as like as an artifact, like something, as like an antique or something like that. I just think of it as a piece of history that should never be destroyed, because history should never be destroyed. So I never
like on it.
But for me personally, like, I just, like, even the most embarrassing videos, there's a lot of embarrassing videos that I've uploaded on the internet whether it being YouTube or Instagram, but I'd never delete them, because to me, I just see it as something that should be there as a pinpoint for me to see where my mistake was. Like, if I made a video and then years later think it's terrible, instead of thinking about deleting it, I see it as a teachable moment for me to see how I was making content in the past, and if I have changed from then. Like, you've seen, like, Loopie, you've seen the Jelani Muda show from, like, I think you first saw it, like, around last year.
March last year.
April or so. Yeah, March. And those I never ever had the thought of taking any of the episodes down. Because because you can see the change from my first episode to my last episode. I want people to see that. Even the negative, controversial moments that have happened, I still want people to see it, because it's something that happened, and I don't want people to see it as me trying to get rid of the past. I just have it so that people can see that I've changed from it.
Well, Jelani, you can keep doing that. You can keep thinking about the history and what happened before. I see that look on your face. I know you know what I'm about to say.
Yeah.
We don't fuck with the past. We fuck with the future.
We fuck with the future.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I've learned this. This is what I learned in jail. Because, I'm sorry. So, in jail, I read this book. Listen, I don't read unless it's Harry Potter. But I read this book, and it was called the Now, or something like that. Something about now. And the whole book is just, it pretty much says, never focus on the past, right? Because the past, you can never, don't focus on the past, because the past will only bring you regret. It'll only bring you regret. Even if you have a good memory, you think back on that memory like, oh my God, well then you'll be like, damn, I wish I was there again. I wish I could do that again. It only brings you regret. And don't focus on the future, because the future will only bring you anxiety and stress. Okay?
Yes. That's where
and if you really think about it, nothing ever happened in the future, and nothing ever happened in the past. Nothing ever happened in the past, because when you think about the past, you're thinking about it now, right? And when you think about the future, you're thinking about it now. So the book was pretty much talking about how the only way to find peace is to think about the now and put yourself in the now,
Yeah,
always.
of course. No, that is a really,
And
really, really, really good way to 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 state that. I'm gonna let you finish. I don't know if you were about to say something.
okay, Kanye.
No, no. Well, I'm not being Kanye right now. I'm actually about to let you finish. Weren't you about to say something?
No, I was done. That
Oh
was all.
shit. Oh shit. All right. Beyonce
Yeah,
should
this
have
is.
won that. No.
I knew it, but yeah,
No. You. These are very, very good points, and it does light up a lot of things that. Oh gosh, here's mental health awareness advocate Loopie coming back again. But listen, depression. Depression is worrying about the past. Simple as that. Anxiety is worrying about the future. Living in the moment and accepting things as they are is finding true peace with yourself.
yeah, accepting it.
And
And
I'm willing to help anybody go through that journey to help accept things the way they are, because once you master the art of not giving a fuck, I've said it before on the podcast, I'll keep saying it. Once you master the art of not giving an absolute fuck about whatever happens or what people think or what people say or what people do all around you or unfortunate events, worrying about the past, worrying about the future, whatever, once you live in that moment, you will really have found true peace with yourself. I'm currently going through that struggle right now. I'm kind of worrying about the future. That's why I expect way too much out of myself. I'm scared to lose people. I'm scared to lose everything. Scared to lose this podcast. Scared to lose YouTube. Scared to lose the ability to make music ever again. You know what I mean? So, you know,
there's
that's scary.
the ego. That's because let me think. So the ego is we people tend to think that our mind is us, right? They think that our consciousness and our thoughts are us. Like, I think that I want a table, but I don't actually, that's not me. I am something that is more powerful than a thought, right? So my interests, my family, my favorite color, my political beliefs, my shirt, my skin, none of that's not me, right? And once you detach yourself from your thoughts and you just accept it as that's just a functioning organ. Because if my stomach growls, I don't think, damn it, stomach, don't growl. Or if or you know what I mean, or my heart beats, I don't think like, stop beating, heart. It's But for some reason, when our brain thinks of something negative, we automatically take that, like, that's me. I feel like that. I feel that way. But in reality, that's just your brain working with the
Yeah,
things around it, and you got to just
true.
learn to sit back and look at it.
You, the human being, are the vehicle of your body, and your mind, your conscious, your soul is the vehicle of you. And don't take everything to heart, obviously. And I can keep saying that for as long as I'm still living. I'm going through this struggle right now. So the fact that I'm just saying it, publicly, and expressing it to somebody else, it also kind of helps me in a way, because I'm
Yeah.
always, I'm going through the same struggle as a lot of people are going through. And honestly, I'm always proud of everybody that's still going, still working at it, and just pushing for their goals to be met and stuff. But yeah, your body is vehicled by you. You are vehicled by your mind, your conscious, your soul. And when you take everything to heart and take everything that your conscience has taken and giving to you like that, it's very damaging, and we need to, help people with this shit. Not treat people like lost causes, and not treat them like they're absolutely crazy. But
Like,
most of these people that are crazy and really struggling and going through pain and going through shit, they're not crazy, bro. It's just their conscience are giving them a total red alert and really putting their lives in danger. And it's sad, and a lot of people need to come to that realization and stop neglecting the people we love. That way we're not going to lose the people we love that way.
so for people who are struggling right now, I there's an exercise that I want you to practice. So this is what you do. This is exactly what you do. So the only way for sadness the only way for negative emotions to live inside your body is if you are not in the present. Okay? Now, hear me out. So take this, not this moment, but whenever you feel like you want to. Don't think about the future. Don't think about the past, and only focus on the present. And that's going to be really difficult to do, because the ego is like this living thing. Like it wants to be alive, and the only way that it can survive is if it keeps you in fear and if it keeps you in regret.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So it's like you're trapped in this time loop. It's like you're never in the present. You're constantly time traveling back and forth, and to only visit the present for a little bit because you're hungry, and then you go back and think about other stuff. And when you're not thinking about stuff, you're distracting yourself, right? So it's really important to just accept what's around you, even if what's around you hurts, right? And then you get all these negative thoughts. Just accept it, and don't think of your thoughts as you. Just kind of stand back and observe it, and observe these emotions, because sometimes emotions can be physical. Like you can physically feel ill. Just observe that too, and realize that that's not you.
That's not you. That's your conscience taking all the NyQuil.
Yeah, but it's not even like, it's just not you. It's, you are like, our being. We don't actually, like us. We don't think. Does that make sense? It's hard to get into. I don't want to get too far into it, but we literally do not think. Like we are little. Think of yourself as a spark of life, like a piece of grass. Grass doesn't think, right? But it's hard to take ourselves away from that.
Conscience.
That's the ego. The ego keeps telling you that's you, that's you, that's you. Your beliefs, you're like, you felt that. You can feel this. This is you. But it's not. It's just what your five senses, it's what your brain is perceiving. The world probably doesn't even look how it looks. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like,
maybe this is all just an image.
Yeah, like if you really think about it, your eyes and your hands and your ears, your taste and your smell is the only way that we can visualize the world. Like a blind person, they see the world totally different than how somebody that can see sees the world. Well, now, if we had a third, if we had another thing hanging right here that could sense something else, like, I don't know, like there's something we can't understand. Like the world is totally different than how we perceive it. We only can perceive it like this. It's just something hard to think about. Never mind.
That's what spiritual people call a third eye.
Well, even a third eye. A third eye is something that we can perceive. But think of a color that you've never seen before. You know, you can't.
Yeah.
It's just something that's unperceivable.
Yeah, because the color wheel is, not really infinite. There's only like I might be wrong. Only 256. No, that's too much. No, that's
okay, I got
that's too low.
A rainbow. So,
yeah.
Do you know did you know a rainbow is, all of these different colors. After it rains, you can look up in the sky and see a rainbow, right?
Yep.
So
Yes.
to us, right? To us, a rainbow is real. We can see it. We can't touch it, but we can see it. It's real. But the only reason that a rainbow exists is because we have a film on our eyes, okay? And this film retracts the sun and reflects a rainbow onto the mist. So without that film on your eye, you would never be able to see a rainbow. So, in all reality, rainbows do not exist. It's only with the film on our eyes that we're able to see it. So people that are born without that film, or dogs or cats, they've never seen a rainbow. They would never understand a rainbow. But if
Yeah.
we gave them that film, then they'd be able to see it. Is what I'm trying to say, is that with more things, we would be able to perceive the world more the way. Does it that kind of make a little more sense?
Yeah. Ay, Dios mío, we need a freaking human update, bro. we
But
need
yeah,
we need update 2.0 of the human being.
I mean, I'm down. But yeah, so it's like yeah, whatever,
Bro,
So if you're not looking at a rainbow, it doesn't exist.
bro, I have a question, and this might be like the last topic we're gonna talk about before we end this. But considering that human beings have evolved over millions of years, from prehistory, and I guess from like the Neanderthal, if that's what you call like the previous like the previous kinds of humans before like the Homo sapiens, like, do you think that in thousands of years to come, or even hundreds, who knows, all right, because human beings like us, we've been kind of going at it for like what, 20,000 years? I think that's when Homo sapiens were. Could be wrong, but do you think that in the future, in like 200 or whatever, however many years, we're not going to live up to those years, but do you think human beings can physically change and evolve the way that we have in the past?
Yes.
Do you think that we
I
could be
think that
born with like a new set of organs that function differently?
yes,
Damn.
all of that, because we are like, we have this perception that we are the all know be all, right? But
Mm.
there are different dimensions and multi universes where anything and everything imaginable is possible, where atoms form differently in other places, and over time, because with time is it never time will never end, right? So we are constantly going to evolve, always. So even if it takes 1,000,000 years, we'll evolve more, because there are there are extraterrestrials out there, like, or not. Okay, so there's yeah, UFOs. This is proven. There's UFOs now that can move faster than the speed of light that we've caught on camera, and
Hmm.
the move in ways that we can't understand and we can't explain.
Yeah.
So and these could be civilizations that are millions of years ahead of us. So if you think about what we've done in this short time span from cavemen, you think about what they've done from millions of years
Mm. Yeah.
advance from us.
That.
So yeah, I do think that we're gonna evolve.
Yeah. That was well put.
For me personally, I'm not too sure. But the only reason why I say this is because I feel like every when something, I feel like a change, like an evolutionary change, I feel like people try and shame it, like to where it won't evolve because it will be shamed. Like, for example, if say like say that there's a new finger, if we evolved to have another finger or something, I
To
kind
hold
of
the phone
wonder.
better.
Well, yeah, but I kind of wonder if people would would not like that change to where like they would select, because we have the ability to select what we like. Like other animals don't really have the ability. That's what I'm thinking. Like we have the ability to select who we
But
want to have children with, and how many children we want to have
true,
with them.
true.
To the point where I think we're just gonna. I think here on out, sure there would be change, but it'll probably be so little to where we probably won't even. It's either it'd be so little to where we wouldn't notice, or it'd be so big to where we'd shame it or something like
But
that.
yeah, natural.
So,
That's called natural selection. Or like, let's say a grasshopper used to be this color, but in the Sahara Desert, they changed to the color of the sand so that they blend in more. And this happened over time because the grasshoppers that looked closer to that color of the sand, the
Hmm.
snake didn't eat them, right? So then those grasshoppers mated and they made that color and it kept going and kept going. So like with us
yeah,
as humans, it's like back in the 50s, being gay wasn't acceptable, but now cut to today, everybody, kind of accepts that.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
like, so slowly but surely we are evolving, and I think that it will take it'll take a long time, but everything everything won't be the same. Everything will slowly eventually change,
yeah,
but it'll be so small and gradual, like little bitty changes that keep
yeah.
going throughout the year. Does that make sense?
I mean, that's
well, yeah,
kind of how it was for the different species of the human being. That was how it was,
Yeah.
before. And with y'all's points, that is how we're gonna, still be. You can change physical needs, I guess, or demands by selecting how many children you want, or if you want children, or what you want to like teach to these children so that they can teach the next generation. That is all cool. You cannot change genetics. You cannot change. I mean, it's impossible to genetically modify something that, for example, there's you, Jelani. Let's say you got somebody that's freaking, Spanish, all right, that you want to make kids with. You're making kids with somebody that's Spanish. You can't really change the fact that that person is going to have Spanish blood, probably have, either a mixed skin color or a skin color from, the mother or the father. Like, that's something that can't be changed.
yeah.
And, whatever happens that's new to the human body, or, any, I wouldn't say defects, because that would be ableist, but
I think
disabilities, physical
scientifically you can
flaws, like,
do that, but it's illegal.
Well, there
yeah,
is. I mean, I think radiation could count as that. Like,
Oh yeah, well I was just playing Fallout and it asked me, it said, what if a radiational arm grows out of your stomach? And I said, oh shit. And it gave me some choices and I was like, I would just off myself right then. I wouldn't even,
oh
nothing
my
like
god,
that, just immediately gone.
yeah.
so
But with
another
us,
point that
like
I'd
the
like to bring
average.
to my
Oh,
so
go ahead.
another point that I like
We'll
to
be
bring
done.
to my previous point is the fact is that would evolution even be beneficial to us now, because we make like so much, we've made tools, we have like so much things that we can invent to where would it even would there even be a change, because you're, since natural selection's about survival of the fittest, whose genes are able to survive environments. I don't think
Imagine,
that.
imagine being able to, like, uh, okay, this is how evolved humans could be. Like, we could get up, open a door, and walk into outer space to a different planet immediately, right?
Mm.
Like that seems so foreign, but that's only foreign to us. Like, way back in the day, cavemen, they wouldn't be able to speak how we speak now,
Yeah.
or like, so that seems so foreign to them. They can only grunt at each other or something like that. So,
Yeah.
or imagine being able to, like, back in the 50s, right? The time span of living was usually around 30 years old, but we've evolved to where we live up until we're like 85 because we eat healthier, we do certain things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So
I don't think.
I think that in the future, I think we could evolve a lot more. Like, I could have telekinetic powers.
Here's something crazy that I've read on.
Not me, but like my grandkids could have telekinetic powers.
Here's something crazy that I've read on that doesn't seem so far-fetched, honestly. And it does have something to do with probably us growing, all right? Because we are the new generation of humans.
Escrow?
No, like us growing. We are the new generation of humans from parents born before the 70s. Okay. Or in the 80s. I don't know. I don't care to ask, how y'all's parents are, but what I'm saying exactly is we have technology that our parents did not have before. We have tools now that our parents did not have before. And sometimes there are tools or objects or things that we use on a day-to-day basis, such as a controller or a phone or a keyboard and mouse, whatever. That
exactly. We couldn't be talking right now.
So what I did read on is that in the next maybe 40 or 50 years, there is a huge chance that these fingers right here could shrink, and these fingers could grow even longer, and this, the thumb could grow even longer, depending on if you've been, depending on if you've been holding a controller and probably just been playing games for like most of your life. I could definitely see something like that happening because of, if that's the exercise that you are putting into your fingers on a day-to-day basis for, like, let's say 6 hours a day,
then those genes go into your kids.
I could see that happening, and into you as a human being as well, because once you exercise, when you're doing curls with a dumbbell, or when you're doing tractions or whatever, you are only strengthening and possibly lengthening the muscles, or the bones, or whatever. You're strengthening your muscles in order to reach a certain potential. And the whole anatomy behind it is super fascinating. But when you're putting so much exercise into your fingers by typing on a keyboard, or using a controller, just fucking around like that, or using your phone or doing some shit like that, your fingers or your hands could grow to have the shape of the very thing that you've been just playing around with or using for all these years. And it really doesn't seem so far from the truth.
I just thought about it. The natural selection for humans is a thing, because our ancestors were the strongest in the bunch because we made it here. It makes sense. Like, think about like, what do I do every day to make money? I sit down and make YouTube videos. So my children will also have what do I have? Like a talking voice, or like a creative-ish mind. And then but if they don't, then those kids will probably end up homeless. These are the people that natural selection that's kind of a bad way to put that, but they kind of picked them off. So then what they're doing was wrong. So then they'll not wrong, but what they're doing didn't work. So the next generation, so then their generation stops there where they have failed, and the ones that succeeded will continue to have kids, and then even unattractive people, their genetics kind of stop there too, because we pick and choose the strongest, most healthy looking to mate with. Yeah. That's weird. That's weird to think. The world is weird.
Yeah, but honestly, The adventure, I guess, is worth living, and honestly, that's the only thing. Is the only true thing that we have that we cannot lose, literally, until it's finally time. You know what I mean? So it's crazy because we may think things are permanent, but permanent means lasting forever. We are temporary. Our happiness is temporary. Our sadness is temporary. Everything that we do here is temporary. As much as I hate it, the Loophole Podcast is temporary. All of our changes,
unless
we're temporary.
Unless
what
happens is the universe is constantly expanding, and one day it's going to get so big that it collapses on itself, and then that collapse is going to be so crazy that it creates a big bang, and then the big bang is going to come right back, and then that star that was there, it's going to reform, and everything's going to reform, and the dinosaurs are going to come back, and then me and you are going to come back, and we're going to have this exact conversation like we always had like a million times before.
What if we did that? What if we did that already? You know what I mean? It's not. No. What if there are millions of different versions of us doing that right now? There are
us in different in different dimensions. There's us, except for I lost a tooth, and then there's another, and that's the only difference in that whole dimension, right? And then there's another dimension where Loopie, instead of an L at the start of your YouTube channel name, it's an S.
Soupy.
And that's the only difference in that entire universe. And then there's another universe where, Johnny, you have one little piece of hair missing, and that's the only difference in that entire universe. There's literally endless amounts, and this is scientifically proven. That it's crazy to wrap your head around. That universes, dimensions, where anything and everything is possible.
And on that note, everybody, that concludes today's episode of the Loophole Podcast.
Damn, how long did we go for?
2 hours and 2 minutes.
Oh, that's pretty good. I think
it's usual. You know what, Chris? Had you not said anything about doing an episode today, I would have never thought about it. And I'm glad that we actually got to doing an episode today. Like that.
Yeah, I felt shitty because I made a decision that I was gonna do it, and then I fell asleep. So it made me feel like I missed out on something. So I wanted to,
Yeah,
it's kind of the same for me. I wanted to do a podcast today because I knew that yesterday how things went, and next week I believe that I might be working on Saturday, next Saturday. I believe,
we're gonna lose
depending
you.
on how. I mean, it depends though. I haven't made the schedule's not official yet. Yeah. I can make my own schedule at my job.
Yo, but do you think, guys? Do you think that you guys would be able to, at any given moment? Well, I don't know at any given moment, but just at any point, when we know that we can schedule the fact that maybe one of us are not going to be available, but just a point in time in a random schedule where we can pre-record videos and post them on Saturday podcast time.
I'm down.
Me too.
Yeah.
If we can do that, and especially with guests, because guests are a lot more flexible when I guess things are recorded and not live. So there's that, right?
Yeah.
I can literally show up whenever. It's just that recently I've been doing things. You know what I mean?
Yeah. But obviously I can't stop y'all from living your life. It's not like I'm asking you to be the Loophole Podcast is your first priority. You know what I mean?
But you know me, I will literally come on this podcast drunk, looking crazy. I will show up. I'll be here. Yeah. But it was the other day I was going to go to the DMV, but I was literally so exhausted that I passed out on the floor. Didn't even go. And then I ended up going yesterday, I think it was. I ended up going yesterday, but I was I'm still going to do the podcast. I'll do it in the car, right? I'll just do it in the car. But then I ended up going to the DMV, making an appointment, and then coming back, and I sat on this couch, and I turned up Dashi as loud as possible, trying to stay awake. It just didn't work. It did not work.
Because when
And
you're
usually I can
hearing,
I have a reason to stay awake. If I'm awake, I can drink.
there's a reason why sound, like constant sounds, will not keep you awake. They will only help you fall asleep. Unless it's, I don't know, a freaking baby crying at 4 a.m. You know what I mean? But when you're super tired and shit, noise such as a dashy video, which is typically in the mid frequency, and the mid frequency is very, very loud.
Always.
If you're hearing that mid frequency super loud during 15 minutes of video, it will not keep you awake.
Nope.
Simple as that. Because you're hearing a constant sound of the same frequency for, the same time straight. That's why white noise works very well. Anyways, sidetracked. We're supposed to end the podcast. I want to thank everybody who is probably watching right now. I don't know. I haven't been looking at the view count, and I honestly don't care. I don't care about the numbers. We had a great time, right?
I had fun.
Yeah.
That was a good talk.
No. Yeah, it was.
Bros, thank you guys. Thank you both of you so much for actually being willing to, do this completely off schedule, even based on what happened yesterday. Y'all knew we were supposed to do an episode,
I literally destroyed the Mona Lisa, and still came back and did the podcast.
Yeah. But, I mean, y'all did it here because y'all just, thought it was right. Because, when something is going on that's not right, and, y'all are just, contacting me well, should we, should we do another one, try again, and, do everything in our own pace and shit like that? And I'm being yo, that's fucking amazing. Let's do it. It's always a wonderful time. And that's why the podcast has never been a chore for me. Never. And obviously I hope that the podcast is, never a chore for you guys.
I love it.
Yeah, I hope that's not the case. And
me too. I love it too.
Yeah. I've also never, taken away y'all's ability to tell me in the moment, all right? Even if we're on air, I don't care. Tell me in the moment, yo, this is out of control. We got to change something. Because I did. I changed something that happened. And look, I'm not saying, better off, whatever. I'm not trying to be petty like that. But what I'm saying is that when actions are made, things get better. You know what I mean? So waiting for too long.
My mom just walked in and ruined everything. She does that. It's just something she does.
Mama Crystal, what's up?
Right. The podcast that was up. She said, just like that.
What's up, Mama Crystal? Hey. Nah, bro.
Much respect to her.
Yeah, no, your whole family.
Yes, much respect to her.
Bro, your brother, your brother and your mom, they're freaking amazing people, I swear. And I don't say that about a lot of people, all right? I don't say that about a lot of...
Well, thank you.
Yeah. I don't really talk about people's family members unless I see yo, yeah, they're taking care of my boy, right?
Yeah, they're good people, man.
Yeah.
It's more like I take care of them. If without me, they would just fall apart. They would disintegrate into ashes. And I'm like the glue that keeps that. It's my ego.
No, but one more thing. At your age, not many people your age are still talking to their parents or even living with their parents, and it's cool. It's cool what you do, bro. It's really
they live
cool.
with me.
I respect that. Yeah, I know they live with you, but no, I just respect the idea that you're still family spirit, I guess family minded.
Yeah, family is forever in my eyes. I don't care. I don't care if someone my mom could come home and be like, "Oh, I unalived somebody," and I'd be like, "All right, where do we bury him?" I'm like, "How we going? We got to get rid of this."
Yeah. No. If someone I knew well was telling me "Yo, I killed somebody," I'm be like, "Bro, are you fucking dumb? Second of all, How can I help you? No.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I'm not sadistic, but thank you guys so much for watching the Loophole Podcast. It means so much to me. We'll be back again next Saturday, 2:30 p.m. Eastern. Bless up and stay hype.
Reach the top.
Be kind. Be kind. Kind doesn't mean nice, by the way. Be kind. Being kind is understanding your emotions, and also understanding that sometimes you have to. Being nice is when you're like, oh, I like your hair, but in all honesty, I don't. Does that make sense?
Yeah, being kind.
Being kind is telling it how it is to fix the situation and using your heart. Yeah.
That's what we talked about this podcast, and that's what we're closing it with. Thank you guys so much for such an amazing episode. Thank you, Jelani. Thank you, Chris. That was great. Thank you.